4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Some breaking news we're following here at 5. James and Jennifer Crumbley will not be getting new trials. The news is coming out of Oakland County just before 4 o'clock this afternoon. And now we're getting our hands on the official opinions handed down from the 6th Judicial Circuit Court.
You may remember the Crumbleys were both convicted of involuntary manslaughter in connection to the shooting at Oxford High School. Well, the judge in the case ruling that even though the prosecution made errors, it did not warrant a new trial, which ultimately means the Crumbleys' guilty verdicts will stand.
And in a statement, Oakland County prosecutor Karen McDonald says this, in part, quote, "The bottom line is both James and Jennifer Crumbley were convicted by juries of their peers after receiving a fair trial." End of that quote. Our team is currently poring over those opinions and working to see what's next for the Crumbleys. We'll have that for you tonight at 11 o'clock.
The chaos surrounding Hamtramck city government is far from over.
I really don't feel safe now. He should be out of the building.
The suspended city manager booted from a city council meeting.
And tonight, new questions about the city's hiring practices when it comes to some of Hamtramck's top leaders. But first, let's show you how we got to this point.
Yeah, so it was all the way back in March when the election fraud investigation got underway. And since then, the police chief has been suspended, and so has the city manager. And then, of course, there's the bombshell lawsuit claiming corruption on multiple levels. Lauren Kostick is on this story for us tonight, following all the twists and turns. And Lauren, this story is becoming more and more convoluted.
Kimberly, that's right. Really one thing after another. And this was the first meeting back since that lawsuit dropped. And it was a fiery one as tensions continue to build between the mayor and the suspended city manager.
Before the meeting even started,
You are on paid administrative leave. You are not supposed to be here.
the mayor booting suspended city manager Max Garbarino.
And I would ask the deputy police chief to escort him out, please.
That's all right. I'll be kicked out.
Minutes later,
Is he outside there? Yes. He should be out of the building. If he's still here, I really don't feel safe now.
a contentious back and forth adding fuel to the fire as controversy continues to plague City Hall. We tried to get in touch with Garbarino today, calling and emailing his attorney and even calling Garbarino himself on his personal cell.
It's next to Bruno's voicemail. Please leave a message and I'll call you back.
In the meantime, the city is moving forward with an independent investigation. The focus? All 3 suspended officials, Garbarino, Chief Al-Tahiri, and Officer David Hamtramck, who first dropped those allegations.
We made sure that they checked and made sure that they don't have any relations or anything, any dealings in their past with Max Garbarino, David Hamtramck, or the chief.
The mayor also questioning how Garbarino and Hamtramck were rehired after being fired from the city years prior.
Who brought you back and for what? Because the media now is talking about corruption. That's what corruption is.
I've also spoken with the police chief, the suspended police chief, multiple times since all this came out. He tells me that he is innocent and also is looking at a defamation lawsuit once this investigation is over. Live tonight in Hamtramck, Lauren Kostick, Local 4.
And Lauren, there's just so much going on here, so many different storylines. Any updates on those other investigations?
Well, Ty, we did check back in. State police tell us they are continuing their investigation into where some of these council members live. Also, Monroe County prosecutor, they're also continuing their investigation into election fraud. So, like you said, a lot going on here at City Hall.
And we know you'll stay on top of it for us, Lauren. Thank you. Protests over ICE detentions are spreading from L.A. into other cities, including right here in Detroit.
This is video from earlier today at the McNamara Federal Building. Meanwhile, back in Los Angeles, Marines are on standby and a curfew is expected to go into place later tonight. Jay Gray is in downtown L.A. for us tonight. Jay.
Crews clearing the scars from nearly a week of fear, anger, and at times fighting and destruction in downtown Los Angeles, pushing the mayor to institute an overnight curfew, eliminating the violence despite resistance from protesters, leading to more than 100 arrests.
The majority of the arrests were for unlawful assembly or violating the curfew. There was no looting. There was no vandalism last night. So I do think that has helped.
What is not helping, according to the mayor and California Governor Gavin Newsom, is President Trump's order to deploy National Guard soldiers and the Marines to L.A.
This brazen abuse of power by a sitting president inflamed a combustible situation, putting our people, our officers, and even our National Guard at risk. That's when the downward spiral began.
The president standing by his decision.
Very simply, we will liberate Los Angeles and make it free, clean, and safe again. It's happening very quickly.
700 Marines and more than 1,000 additional Guard troops moving in.
Our mission is to protect federal agencies, our federal partners, their personnel as they conduct their federal mission.
As that effort now expands, ICE agents chasing down farm laborers harvesting crops in Ventura County. Jay Gray, NBC News, Los Angeles.
Okay, Jay, thank you. And the National Guard soldiers have been told their deployment and the immigration raids could continue for 60 days.
Harvey Weinstein has been found guilty again in New York for a criminal sexual act. This comes after his 2020 conviction was overturned last year. The jury's verdict was split with this one, with Weinstein not guilty on another charge and no verdict on a third charge.
Nearly 400 nurses at Henry Ford Rochester Hospital are on day 3 of a strike, demanding better pay and safer nurse-to-patient ratios. The nurses say when they're stretched too thin, important patient needs can get missed. On the other hand, the hospital says staffing depends on patient numbers and strict rules limit flexibility. The strike is set to end tomorrow. This marks the second strike in under 2 years, stemming from issues under previous ownership by Ascension Healthcare.
And now to a story that has really come full circle. It started in our In Your Neighborhood series when we visited Detroit's West Side. This was last February.
And in it, our Damon Fernandez talked about a real need in the neighborhood and the challenges meeting that need. Damon is back now with an important update. Damon.
Hey guys, this area right here, the neighborhood surrounding Dexter and Davison, has long been considered a healthcare desert with few options when it comes to finding doctors and clinics nearby. But tonight, there's a brand new facility that's helping give residents the access they say they really need.
Today, what we are celebrating is breaking down the barrier of access to our residents here.
In the Russell Wood Sullivan neighborhood on Detroit's West Side.
This is so amazing. This is what this community needs.
Some neighbors are applauding a new sign of change. It's change in the form of increased access to health care.
This is where we're going to have our specialists.
As Epic Health Systems officially opens its new West Davison clinic.
To have something like this, to be in this area at this time where people can come, can I call it a one-stop shop?
This site, much needed and supported by neighbors like Tony Starks from the nearby Life Church Detroit.
So you can do everything that's right here. This is what this community needs so bad.
The need for a medical facility in this community is something doctors Ted and Greg Naiman detailed when I first met them here in February last year. Back then, they gave me a tour of the run-down, blighted building they were working to transform.
As we know, when we first started with you here, and the place was just a hot mess, it was like really the vision has finally come together. And today is again, it's a great day.
Now, more than a year later, neighbors have this state-of-the-art healthcare facility offering a range of comprehensive, innovative, and preventative care services for the entire family.
Where we wanted to bring something to the community of beauty, but of quality as well.
The team at Epic says this is more than a new health center. They call it a help center with space and resources the community can enjoy.
It's just wonderful seeing everything come together.
Well, here's another thing the neighbors told me they're excited about. That Epic Health West Davison location will also have a community center on the second floor that'll be available for neighbors in and around that area and groups to use.
Wow. And that building has some historical significance as well. It was a hospital.
Yeah, it was not only just a hospital, it was a black hospital in Detroit. So some neighbors are really excited about the idea that the Naiman brothers are preserving the history of healthcare in that community.
Yeah, really brings it full circle.
Yeah.
Really nice story.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, great story, Damon. All right, now we go to the weather and a live look this afternoon at Campus Martius from our downtown sky cam. You can see right there the beach is back for the summer. What a great day to be outside. So we figured today would be the perfect chance for Brian to get outside and check out all there is to see.
It's a lot to see, and it's a warm one out there too, Brian.
Yeah, that's right, Kimberly and Ty. Definitely a beautiful late spring day here across southeastern Michigan. The beach here at Campus Martius opening for the first time here as we head into the summer months. Tonight is really going to be the pick night if you're going to be wanting to do anything outdoors with how warm it is and how dry it is before some weather changes head our way. As we go through the rest of the day, we're not the only ones seeing the sunshine. It's region-wide. Tower cam over downtown Detroit. Blue skies abundant today and not as much haze as we've seen over the past week and a half either. 85 degrees in downtown Detroit, but it is a little breezy. Southwest wind, west-southwest wind, sustained 19 miles an hour. That's really starting to help pump in that warmer air today. But look out to the west. That cold front's going to move in starting tomorrow, and that will help increase our rain chances as we go throughout the next couple of days. So if you are going to head outside, even to take the dog for a walk this evening, sunshine gives way to mainly clear skies. Mid-80s by 6 o'clock this evening. We drop into the middle 70s by the time we get to midnight tonight. Clouds increase overnight tonight. Then we've got at least 2 to 3 days where there are some rain chances into the forecast, but the above average temperatures will get a little colder as well. I'll break down what you can expect and time out the rain moving into your neighborhood. Your complete forewarned forecast coming up in just a few minutes. For now, outside enjoying the abundant sunshine. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio, Kimberly and Ty.